How's it going, everyone? It's me, Tangociss, back with another review. This time we're looking at Our World Is Ended, which the publishers, P-Cubed, kindly provided me with a digital copy for the PS4, and yes, it was greatly appreciated indeed. Now, as always, we're gonna keep things simple and hop right into review. Although before that, I should probably say I've got a touch of a cold, you see, so if I sound a wee bit different or quieter than normal, that's because I've got the cold, you see. So for most of the reviews, I'll be doing the Mr. B format of looking at the positives and negatives as well as the neutral areas that might differ from person to person, followed by a neatly, well, not really neatly, but a dandy enough wee table summarising the points real quick and a final score. Now please note that this review is my own personal score and opinion, so please keep that in mind while watching this here review. And with all that said, let's go on ahead and hop on right into the review. So looking at the positives here for the review, first thing I want to say is that the soundtrack is absolutely brilliant. Now I've said this time before, you do need the sound to really set the mood for whenever it comes to visual novels, and if you ask me, they most certainly did an excellent job of it. Now, next point I want to mention is that the voice acting is absolutely bloody fantastic. The voice actors did a brilliant job, like seriously, give us here a clip a listen. And this one too. And this here is like only a small piece of this guy's parts. He's got more, and flip me, they are absolutely brilliant. You've really got to give this a go whenever it fully releases next week. Now another point I'm bringing up here, that you can see that the menu designs are pretty darn fancy. Flip me, if Persona 6 is in development, they could really pick up a thing or two from the designs here. Now another positive, which I thought was interesting, is the SOS system where, when your character gets flustered, you know, like you do, there's a good heap of options for your dialogue which will appear and go across the screen, which shows like your different choices and all that, which I personally thought was quite the interesting take. And yes, you can choose to say nothing at all, which you've got to do actually for one of the trophies. Now whenever we're talking about the dialogue, the story itself is pretty interesting, and well, since visual novels are, well, story based, I don't really want to give too much of the details away. But I will say is that, you know those old RPGs, like if you went to one side of a map and you'd pop out from the other side, like if you were on like an airship or something, that sort of mechanic plays a part in the early chapters. So I'm pretty sure us older gamers will most likely get the reference or know what I'm talking about. And I think that's pretty much about it for the positives. Now let's go on ahead and look at the negatives. So the first negative is that, despite the fancy menu designs, I first thought, like whenever I clicked into them, I was a wee bit confused with the layout. Now while I do appreciate and quite like the design, it did take a wee bit to figure out my way around them, although once you've got the layout done, as always you're best just, you know, shenaniganing around for a wee bit, you're pretty much good to go. And now the other negative here, now mind you, this might just be me, I'm not sure if it's just because I'm getting old or anything, but I just felt that sometimes the text was a wee bit hard to read even though I'm sitting right in front of the screen. Now of course, as I said, this might just be me, but if it's fine for you lot, well, that's fine. This just might be the TV I'm using or whatever, but sometimes I just felt that some of the text was a wee bit hard to read. So, with all that said, we're gonna take a look here at the neutral areas. So the first neutral is, of course, the trophies. I usually like going for them myself, but if you don't, well, you don't really have to, but if you do, well, yeah, there's trophies in this. Second neutral area I want to bring up is the character design. While I do like the designs myself, I was kind of curious because I thought some of the characters had like this here outer space sort of style going on a few of the darker outfits. I was fine with it, mind you, and I just thought it was quite the interesting design choice. And now, here we are with a wee summary table with points just briefly summarised. Now I'm gonna give Our World Is Ended a good 7 out of 10, and I personally suggest you pick it up for the brilliant voice acting and the interesting story. And with all that said, just wanted to say cheers everyone for watching, and I'll see all you nice people next time.